Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. That took a while. This lighting probably looks weird because it is bright outside. I do not see one cloud in the sky right now, so we're just gonna go along with that. I am refilming this video and it's my birthday manga slash book haul, aka my June haul. And I did film this before, but I was not in a good state when that was happening, so I'm refilming it. And I know I look crazy, but that's just, you gotta get used to it. That's just what it is. That's how I look most of the time anyway. I'm very excited to do this. I have a lot of manga and I'm splitting it into sections. So right now I'm gonna talk about the manga I got, and I will talk about the books that I got for the month of June. And I'm very excited. I originally was gonna do it in the order I got it that month, but it's been so long. So I'm just gonna start off with like manga, like single volumes I got, and then we're gonna go into series because I have bought multiple volumes in the same series. So first thing is Sakamoto Days Volume 2, and this has been a wildly popular series. And of course, if you don't know, it's about this guy who used to work as a hitman, and he was considered one of the best, but then he got married, had a daughter, gained a little weight, and now he runs the neighborhood grocery store. But that life comes back to him. I guess he has to do it. I haven't read volume 1 yet because I want more volumes to come out for me to check out volume 1. I feel like I'm gonna like it regardless because this just feels like something I'm gonna like. It has action while also having like a little bit of comedy at the same time. But yeah, this is just me keeping up with the collection. And let me know if you have started Sakamoto Days. It's on the Shonen Jump app and it's only 2 volumes out right now, but obviously the Shonen Jump app has more updated chapters. And yeah, I'm really excited for when I get into this. Next thing I got is Boy Meets Maria, and this is probably one of the prettiest manga in my collection. And I just want to say, originally this was wrapped, but I was really curious, so I opened it up. And it is definitely 17 plus, but it's about this character named Taiga who dreams of becoming an actor. So the first thing he does entering high school is the drama club, and there he meets the beautiful, enigmatic Maria, and then immediately falls in love with her. Not long after, Taiga, I hope I'm saying it right, is told that she is actually a boy. But is that all there is to Maria's story? Well, already from what I opened from it, it seems like there is going to be some deep topics involved. And it's only a standalone, but I'm very excited. I regretted like a couple months back for not buying this because it's sold out. So I'm glad I was able to get it and to see what's up with it, and I can't wait. Then I have Horimiya Volume 1. This one feels like a manga classic at this point. I mean, I don't think it's been out for that long, but still. And I actually read this one because I wanted to see my thoughts on it before I kept going with this series. And it's about these 2 kids named Hori and Miyamura, and basically they have one perception of themselves in school when they're the complete opposite outside of school, and they both kind of caught each other in that moment, and they build a friendship off of it, and you probably start seeing a romance. I feel like it's very predictable. Like, yeah, you're gonna probably see some of that, and it's just them living their high school life and becoming friends and hanging out, going to school. And I don't know, I'm kind of excited to see what more comes out of it. Overall, I did really like it. It's a very simple story. This is one of those series where I'm gonna like pick up and read as I go. Let me know what you think about Horimiya. I know the anime is out, but my friend told me there was some stuff in the manga that they kind of missed. So I don't know. I just wanted to check it out for myself because I know this series has a huge following and I wanted to see what was up. This one is Laid Back Camp Volume 1, and I have been wanting this for a long time now. And I remember this manga tuber, Boogie Snacks. He's like probably one of my favorite ones to watch. Definitely check him out. It's literally known as like the cozy like manga vibes, cozy camp vibes, and I feel like that was something I always wanted in my collection. I definitely like more cozy reads, and from the art style alone, this is definitely giving that. Setting up a tent, starting a fire, and eating noodles with Mount Fuji in view. Rin and Nadeshiko absolutely love to camp, enjoy their zest for travel, and maybe even pick up a tip or two about roughing it in the great outdoors. You might just want to go camping yourself. I'm not a camper. No. I like nature, but I'm not camping. I like a cabin. I don't mind a cabin. But a tent and everything, no. But I do like reading about it. And I do like the art style. I am really excited to see with the series where this goes. And I don't know, I feel like this is just something I could really enjoy while I'm on a trip, on a plane. Like, I don't know, I'm like very excited to keep collecting this. I feel like I'm gonna like it for what it is, and I can't wait. Now, this one I was gifted to by my cousin. Actually, some of those I was gifted from my cousin with a gift card, but this was the main one that I remembered because I had to take advantage of it because this manga is expensive, and that is Junji Ito, No Longer Human. And I am very excited about this. I only read one thing from Junji Ito, and that's Remina, and I liked it. But this one I've been very curious about because this is based off of the original novel No Longer Human by Osamu Dazai, and I really liked that volume. And if you don't know what No Longer Human is about, basically the main character, it's kind of autobiographical, not really, but a little bit. I could be wrong, but in general, he doesn't understand humans. Like, the main character, humans scare him. He doesn't comprehend like feelings and emotions, all that stuff. And he is genuinely trying to live his life, but things keep getting thrown at him at his worst. And I don't know, I really liked it, and I'm very curious on Junji Ito's take on it. And this edition is so stunning. I can't wait to read it. I don't know when, because I remember reading No Longer Human really hit hard. It was a lot to take in. So I can't imagine seeing this visually and even terrifying. But I'm very excited about it. Now we have Jujutsu Kaisen of Volume 16. And I ended up being caught up with Jujutsu Kaisen because after I went past where the anime ended off, it got even better. I didn't think that was possible. Jujutsu Kaisen for me was like a slow burn series for me that I immediately fell for, and now I am hooked and I am caught up. I haven't read this volume yet, but I do plan on reading it soon. It's just what has happened in the last 2-3 volumes has triggered me, and I'm like, how can I keep going? This is very hard. But I mean, Jujutsu Kaisen is a great series to get into. I would recommend watching the anime and then reading the manga. It helps make things a lot more sense. But yeah, this is a great series, and I'm very excited to keep going. I mean, it's a go-to. I don't know, it's very popular, obviously, but I feel like it's kind of underrated at the same time compared to other shonen series. You know what I mean? Now this one, highly anticipated release, and that is Wotakoi Volume 6, and this is the Barnes & Noble exclusive edition. Wotakoi, Love is Hard for Otaku, is literally one of my favorite manga series out there, and I've been seeing a lot of people buy every edition because there's different covers. I think I will buy the original cover. I'm not exactly sure yet. I'm not in a rush for it, The other covers are very cute though, but I'm genuinely not in a rush to do that. But I know people bought all four. Let me know if you did. But I love this series so much. It's amazing. I cannot recommend it enough. I'm just upset that they did not continue with the anime. They did make OVAs, but it gets really lost and hard to find. Well, for me. Please, like, if I could give any recommendation, like, well, any of these are recommendations, but as you can see, it's only 6 volumes. It's so cute, it's so fun, and I feel like I do relate to a lot of the things that the way these characters live their life, and I love it so much. It's basically like they're in their mid to late 20s, I believe, and they're working the office job, but they also are otakus, and you get to see them live their day-to-day life while being a weeb at the same time, and I love it so much. It's really nice. And also their friendship is really fun as well, and you see the romance developing even more because there's one couple that's already together. This couple, they started getting together, and right now there's another couple that's like friends to lovers, and it's so cute. I love it. This one is also another one, and that is Perfect World Volume 11. This is the second to last volume, and what this is about is this girl, she had a crush on this guy, him. Obviously you could tell I don't remember names, and they haven't seen each other since high school, but she had a crush on him. Imagine. But yes, anyways, it's been years later, they see each other again, and she sees that he has like a physical disability from his spinal cord injury, I believe. Again, please look it up just to make sure. I'm not good at explaining things, so just giving a heads up here. But yeah, this is the second to last volume, and you kind of see them go through the good times, the hard times, but at the end of the day, you're just rooting for them so hard. You want the happiness for them, and this is a really good perspective, and it has helped me understand what it is like for physically disabled people. And the author does talk about like who they have talked to ask questions and done their research. Ew, did you hear the way I said that? Research. And I don't know, I just really admire that, and you could tell it was very well thought out. Originally it was a standalone, so that's why volume 1 appears very rushed, and then the rest of the volumes feel fine. But it's just a heads up because the author didn't think it would blow up the way it did. So they were just gonna leave it as a standalone, but no, it's a series. So just giving a heads up on that if you are thinking about getting into it. It's 12 volumes, and as of July, I do have the last volume, but that will be for a separate manga haul for another day. Now, I think this is the last like single volume I have, and that is Blue Period Volume 7. A lot of people who have been to art school just said this is PTSD in a manga, and I absolutely agree. In ways, I do miss art school. I do miss like how I feel. It wasn't the best feeling. I don't know, why do I miss that? Do I miss that? I don't know. Should I keep collecting this series? I've read the first 2 volumes, and they were both 5 out of 5 stars. You see each person's perspective in art school and their passion, how they feel about it, their perspective of even like the school system as well, which I totally understand. I don't know, this is getting a little too close to home, but I'm loving it, and I would highly recommend it if you want to check it out. I know the anime is out, and this main character, Yatora, he wasn't really passionate about anything. He was pretty average, but then he got into art, and it was finally something he found an interest in, and something that's like you're consistently growing in your art and as a person as well, and I could definitely agree with that. And you do learn stuff about art, which I think is very like cool. Very like cool. What? As someone who was an art student, I do remember learning these things. Obviously, I was a computer animation major, so this is very different from fine arts, but I have learned some of these techniques. And if you want to check it out, the art is beautiful, the story is good, the characters, there's a lot more to them. And I don't know, it's a really great series, and I'm happy to keep going with my collection. And I guess this one technically counts as a single, but I guess, yeah, that technically counts. This is the last one, and that's the Attack on Titan Omnibus. I was gifted this one, and it's great. I mean, obviously, I've been wanting to collect Attack on Titan just because I'm a huge fan of the show, so I watched the show first, and I know, Zoe, I need to catch up. I'm very aware. Don't remind me. When they came out with these omnibus editions, I was very grateful because I don't have room for the singles, and this helps a lot because I know not many people are gonna buy it, which is nice. And the colossal editions, I'm sorry, but the covers were not it. I'm sorry. And from what it looked like the colossal editions got damaged very easily. So when they came out with these, I was very happy about that. It's just surprising how many editions they're coming out with Attack on Titan. I mean, let them get their checks, but I don't know. But yeah, this is volumes 4, 5, and 6. I do need to keep going with collecting, but obviously it's not as high a priority for me because I watched the show, I know what happens, and again, this is just me collecting as a fan. Okay, now we're going to get on to series, and let's start with this one that I was gifted with, and then one that I bought for myself. So I was gifted The Breaker Volume 1, and this is originally a manhwa, so this is originally in Korean, and I bought myself Volume 2. Yes, because I am that person. And I've been wanting to get into this series, mainly because there's this podcast I watch, Trash Taste, let me know if you watch it, but they were doing their 3x3 in manga, and one of the members, Gaunt, he talks about The Breaker, and it really intrigued me because I've always seen this, but I never knew what it was about. So it's about this kid who's getting bullied, and he's starting to learn martial arts, but he's learning from someone who is on the run, and that is the most I'm going to go, but I'm really excited about it. Iwon's lack of athletic abilities and current problems are compounded by being brought into the world of Chungwoo, the teacher, and the dark secret underbelly of the martial arts society. And I just feel like that concept is so cool. I don't have a series that has to deal with martial arts, and also I am currently learning Korean, so I feel like it would be great to have the original Korean editions and study Korean from that, read these first and then read the Korean editions. I just feel like that'd be so cool and so fun to do. I'm really excited about it, and I really like these editions. They feel like really nice quality, and the paper too, and it's really nice. So if that interests you, then I don't know, go for it. There's three there's 3 volumes right now as we speak, so if you want to go for it, I mean, why not? Why not? Give it a shot. Now, this one is obviously one of my favorites. Shaman King Omnibuses 19, 20, and 21, 22, 23, 24, and this is one of my favorite series. I wish I grew up with this. You know, I wish I grew up with Shaman King. It's so sad that I didn't, but I'm glad that I'm experiencing it now. And it's just a great series. There's action, there's comedy, there's emotional moments, there's everything you could ask for, and it's all done so well. I wish I could explain better what it's about, but I feel like there's so much that goes into it that it's hard to explain. It's a great series. I feel like you should at least give the first omnibus a try, or the first volume to read digitally, anything, because it genuinely is such a great series. And the fact that it's become my top favorite out here, just from the first 3 volumes alone, that is saying something. So please, if you can, check these out. And I am really glad that I was able to catch up more with my collection, because these release very fast, and I'm very excited to keep going. Next series I have collected is Fire Punch, and I have been waiting for this for so long. So they did a huge restock. So I have volumes 5, 6, 7, and 8, which is how many volumes there are in total. And this is the same author who is currently doing Chainsaw Man, which is like one of the most popular series out right now. And the way Joey, the anime man, explains it, it was in my last main manga haul. I linked it in the description, but he explains it so well, a lot more than I could. But also I think it's because he actually read it and then talked about it. I'm just buying it. But I do plan on starting this series soon now that I have the whole thing. And let me know if you read Fire Punch, or let me know if you read Chainsaw Man and what you think about it. It gets very philosophical, and the main character, like, he's trying to seek revenge, but then he's also thinking about what happens after the fact for himself. Like, will he be happy even after he seeks revenge for his sister? It gets very deep and detailed. I will link the video again to Joey's video about Fire Punch. Now this next one is Skullface Bookseller Honda-san, and luckily it's only 4 volumes. And this I heard about from Boogie Snacks. This has to deal with what it's like working in a Japanese bookstore, and Honda-san provides a hilarious first-hand account from the front lines, whether it's handling the store, out-of-print books, or enthusiastic manga fans. Honda takes on every challenge, and I think that's just such a cute concept. And I was showing this to like the workers at Barnes & Noble, so they're like, so literally my life, and I'm like, yep, pretty much. And I'm very excited to read this. I'm glad it's a short series. I remember Boogie Snacks did mention you're either gonna like it or you're not. You know, it's very hit or miss. I feel like I'm gonna like it, and I do really like the art style that they have going on, and also just seeing the different types of fans that you see at the bookstore and what you deal with. I feel like that's just gonna be a really fun concept, and I'm very excited and glad that I have all of them. If you want to give it a shot, probably read digitally, because I will say these volumes are expensive. Like, they're like $15 each. I will say I did get volume 1 as a gift, and these I bought myself. But yeah, just take that into account. Try to get them on a discount if you can. Now, the last thing to show you manga wise is pretty huge. Yeah, so usually what I do now, and it works really well, I try to focus on one series at a time in terms of what I'm buying. I know my manga haul does not show that, but it's mainly for the longer series. And this, throughout the month of June, I have been prioritizing this series. So it did not take that long for me to like get all of them, because I genuinely was making this a priority. And I'm very happy, and I've become very obsessed with this series, and that is Komi Can't Communicate. I know, yeah, these are volumes 10 through 19, so I am up to date with all of it. And yeah, I'm crazy. I did binge a couple of volumes, and I have been watching the anime, and I've gotten really obsessed. The thing is, it's nothing crazy. I mean, it's about this girl, Komi. She has social anxiety, and this guy tries to help her throughout the series to make 100 friends. And there's a lot more of them, just like, you just see them like hanging out at school, doing different things. It's very simple concept, very simple story, but I just think it's really cute. It's fun. I'm enjoying seeing what's happening, and I kind of like the timeline that it's happening. Like, you see them going through winter break, summer break, exams, and I'm just enjoying it for what it is. As you can see, this is definitely a commitment to get into them. So if you can read them online, do that, because the series is very long and it's still going to keep going, which is crazy. But I've become really into this series, and yeah, I wanted to prioritize collecting them, and I'm so glad that I did. And let's just take a moment for the most recent volume, volume 19. This needs extra appreciation because I mean, it is stunning, and it is really cute to also see Komi growing in a way. You see her slowly developing and getting better, and I don't know, I really like it. I just wanted this series in my collection. If you can't tell, I do enjoy like simple slice of life, funny manga series, and it shows. That's it for the manga section. I say that's it. That was so many. But I'm really happy about the manga I got for the month of June, and I am grateful for some of the gifts that I got. It was hard to like show which one were gifts and which one were not, but some of these were gifts, and I am definitely very grateful for that. But the next clip you will be seeing are the books I was gifted or I bought for myself for the month of June, just to make it easy to separate between the two. And yeah, and I hope you guys enjoyed, and let's go to the books. Next time you'll see me, maybe I might be dressed up, maybe I might look worse. We'll see. Hey guys, so it's actually the next day I'm recording this clip. So you could tell from yesterday to today that obviously the background is different and that I need more sleep. It's a huge difference. Yeah, this is the book portion of the haul, and some of these I was gifted, some of them I bought for myself this month as like a treat to myself. And not to spoil for July, but let's say I really treated myself for July a month later. I don't know why, but you know what, we're here now, and that's just it. That's just what it is. So I'm gonna start with the ones that were gifted to me, and I am really grateful for it. Obviously no one has to gift me anything, but the fact people do, I really do appreciate it. So my friend did give me manga, but the one book I did pick out is The Shadow of the Gods by John Gwynne, and this is a very popular adult fantasy, and just the cover alone, I want to know what it's about. I want to experience it. All I know is that it has to deal with Norse mythology. Also, you're literally gonna notice between books and manga, I'm worse at explaining books. I kind of just go with a vibe. I just only have an idea of what it's about, but just from the cover, I wanna experience more creatures in adult fantasy or just fantasy in general. Feel like I'm not getting enough of that. But even then, I haven't read a book with Norse mythology in it, so I am very excited to check this out and to see my thoughts on it. Now this was gifted to me by Taylor, and she got me 2 books, which she did not have to do, but she did, so here we are. That is My Year of Rest and Relaxation by Otessa Moshfegh, hope I'm saying that right, and Legendborn by Tracy Dion. And these books I've been really wanting really bad, but I've been putting it off. But Taylor, of course, got them for me, and I appreciate it. And she loves these books. I'm really surprised she liked this one, but I'm really excited. I mean, Legendborn, I wish I could explain to you what it's about. I just know it has fantasy. Let's see. Let me, I don't feel like reading the synopsis. So you know what? Just know that it's a YA fantasy, and the magic system seems really cool. Oh, so it's a King Arthur reimagining. Oh, okay. I did not think about that. I did not know. Okay, alright, and it has an award. I'm trying to make this more interesting for you, I'm so sorry. And with this one, I know that it's about this girl. She kind of is spoiled. She has everything she could ask for, but she still has issues, and she thinks the easiest way to get rid of all those issues is to sleep for a year. Now, I wish that was the case, but that's not how that works. It comes right back at you. So that's what I know it's about, and I feel like that part, wishing I could just sleep my problems away, I relate to it. But I'm very curious because I heard the main character is clearly unlikable, and I want to know what it's about, like what's going on with this one. So yeah, I'm really excited for these two, and thank you, Taylor, for these books. Now this one, Zoe from Book Hooked, she gifted me this and I am very grateful, and that is Ariadne, I hope I'm saying that right, by Jennifer Saint, and this is the stunning UK paperback edition, so I'm very grateful for that. And all I know is that it has to do with Greek mythology, and what everyone's been talking about is the writing, that it's very lyrical. It literally has a blurb that says a lyrical, insightful retelling, and it has a feminist retelling of the ancient Greek myth of Theseus and the Minotaur. So I'm very excited to read this. I'm just really excited to experience the writing, even if I don't like the book. I mean, I don't know how I'm gonna feel about any of these books, but with this one, I am very excited to see what the writing is about, and I can't wait. So thank you so much, Zoe, for this book. Now, these books I have gifted myself for the month of June, and one of them is The Stationery Shop by Marjan Kamali, and this one has been going around, and I do plan on reading this soon, actually, as a buddy read. And already, like, I don't know, historical fiction, I never realized I'm reading historical fiction. It's not a genre I read the most of, but I notice when I do read it, I like it, but I'm more so like historical fiction that doesn't feel like it. So this is a historical romance, and this is set in, I believe, 1950s Iran, which is something I have never read before, and I'm very curious to see what was going on in this time period, and I'm very excited. And it's not that long of a book, and also I just saw like Throne of Pages cry over this book, and as soon as I saw her cry, I immediately added to cart. I felt like it was a good idea, and I can't wait to experience this book. I'm very excited to see my thoughts. Now, I realized a common theme with the books that I got this month. I kind of just went for it, and here we are. And one of the books is Tokyo Ever After by Emiko Jean, and this is a YA contemporary, I believe. And I don't know, this cover, like this book has always caught my eye, but I never thought of picking it up. And then they released the paperback and the second book came out, and it is so stunning. It is so pretty, and I was like, you know what, I'm doing it, I'm going for it. And it's a mix of The Princess Diaries meets Crazy Rich Asians, and you would get close to the wonderfully chaotic splendor of Tokyo Ever After. And I do like The Princess Diaries, I do like Crazy Rich Asians. I'm very excited to see what I get out of this. Again, this was very impulsive of me to get this book, but I'm really excited about it and to see my thoughts. And I don't know, this book is just so pretty. I really like it. And that does mean, yes, I will wait for the second book in paperback to then read this. Well, let's just hope I like it. Yeah, let's hope I like it. Okay, now this last book is for a future video, and I've been really curious about this book, and that is Sarah J. Maas, Crescent City, House of Earth and Blood. Now, I know the second book is out, and I know not many people are crazy about the second book, actually, but I'm just really curious what is going on in this book, because out of all of Sarah J. Maas's Sarah J. Maas's books, this one seems the one to, like, what, am I English? This book just seems like the one that I would like the most out of her books, or I'd be interested in. I don't know, I'm really excited to see my thoughts on it, and obviously Taylor is very excited for me to get this book, and it's very pretty. They did restock in the hardcovers, so I had to take that opportunity. And I mean, look at this. That is a stunning book. And I don't know, let's see my thoughts on it. I literally do not know what this book is about. I literally can't tell you. I don't know what is involved in this book. I actually literally don't. I don't. You know what? Let's read the synopsis together, shall we? Let's. Okay. Yeah, you need to see my face, obviously. Or you know what? I'm not gonna go that dark route. Bryce Quinlan had the perfect life, working hard all day and partying all night, until a demon murdered her closest friends, leaving her bereft, wounded, and alone. When the accused is behind bars, but the crimes start up again. When the accused is behind bars, but the crimes start up again. What? Oh, there's a comma. Okay, this actually sounds interesting. And yeah, I'm very excited to read it and to see my thoughts and just to know what's going on. This is really just out of curiosity, honestly, and it made me get this book. So yeah, that is it. I'm grateful if you've stayed here for this long at this point. I do want to thank everybody, even though literally only 2 of them watch this video. And even then, they're probably months later watching this video. Yeah, Taylor, I'm calling you out. I'm calling you out. That's just what it is. I am really happy for these gifts, and also, like, you know, I'm glad that I was able to get stuff for myself and use my birthday as an excuse. I am really grateful, and I'm really glad that I have all these books and manga, and I'm very excited to get into all of these amazing series. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and let me know what you're interested in, what you feel like checking out, this and that, blah blah blah. But yes, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.